So 2.5, translating words to expressions. What we're doing is we're trying to say, okay, if you have a story problem, you have a written out problem, how do you take and change it into like a math equation? Because a lot of times people get pretty good at doing the math stuff. So if you can get this transition from one to the other down, then life is good. So for the expressions, what they're really saying is we'll just say like it's math symbols. So math symbols. So how do you take a story problem and change it to like x plus 4 or 3 times m or something like that? I'd make these headings first of all. So addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division. Addition. If you have like a story problem, they say take this number, blank this number. What are some words you could put in the blank? The easy one is plus.
Yeah.
So if you see like a 4 plus 7, you know that means addition, right? Another one?
Sum.
Sum, nice. That sum. If they say the sum of two numbers is 15, it means the two numbers added together gives you 15. Another one you can maybe say would be more than. Increased by. But those are all words that mean addition. Johnny has $42. The amount of money he has is increased by $7. You know, what do you do to the 42 and the 7? You add them, and so on. Subtraction. What would be some for subtraction? Go for it. Minus. So instead of the plus, we have minus. Instead of sum, we have, Hank, do you know it?
Take away.
Or take away. You could do take away. Okay, so we have difference. Like if you want to do the difference in two people's heights, you subtract tall one minus the smaller one. Okay. Less than. So less than. John has 5 less than 8 or something like that. Less than. There we go. Decreased by. I'm sure we could do a less than. And we'll probably stop with that there then. So we'll have those and we'll stop for that list. Let's bounce over to the multiplication then. Multiplication. Instead of like sum or difference, that maybe give you a hint for one, Isabel?
Times.
So times you could say. And looks like she took yours. So times is a good one. We also have,
Product.
nice, product. That's like the official word. The product of 5 and 7 is 5 times 7. Good. You might see some other ones like doubled or tripled. If you see doubled, it means you multiply by 2. Write it down. Don't write it down. One that is going to be a word that shows up, if you ever see the word of, this shows up a lot like in percent problems. Of means multiplication. So when they say 50% of 100, you do the 0.5, which is 50%, times 100. So of is another multiplication one. If we switch over to division, division has a few more. Go for it.
Divide.
Divide would be one. So divide. Or Annika's been waiting.
Quotient.
Quotient. Nice job. Quotient. Quotient. So, per is the other one I wanted to throw in there.
Like
If you get like miles per hour, it's miles divided by hours. So those are going to be kind of the terms that if you know those words, I don't know if that's worth making flashcards or something, but if you know those terms, that's going to help you as you do story problems. So the type of question you're going to see are going to be something like this. I have 5 examples and we'll be done. So you're going to get English sentences that say things like the sum of 4 and x. So the sum of 4 and x. If you wanted to write that as a math expression, you would simply write, who sees it? Well, the sum isn't multiplication. Sum is, yep. So you could either say 4 plus x, or I'm going to do the x first and say x plus 4. Good. So you just have to find what word in there tells me which math operation it is, and then pick that word. If you were to do a 3, I'm going to write it out. You could just do the number if you wanted to, times x. How would you write that as a math expression? Go for it, Kaya. Could do x times 3. Usually do the numbers first if it's multiplication, so 3x, but x times 3 would also get you full credit. I'm just programmed to write it in a certain way. Math will do that to you if you take enough of it. 5, ooh, this is going to be tough. So 5 more
We have to write all this.
than the difference of m and 4.
Oh, I know.
Of m and 4. Difference of m and 4. So we have m minus 4. But now if you want to do 5 more than that,
And
yep, so then the 5 more than that would be like this here. So then you have to do plus 5. Now sometimes, something that tripped up a bunch of people on my math, I think it was my algebra quiz last week, was that sometimes you need to put parentheses around that. If it had been 5 times the difference of m and 4, then you'd have to put parentheses around the m minus 4 to make it subtract before you multiply. Does that sound familiar? So be a little careful of that. D dollars more than 50. So D dollars more than 50. Who has that first? Somebody different? Tyler, go for it.
is it D plus 50?
I like it because more than means the plus, so D plus 50. Nicely done. And the last one, a number is decreased by 5. So a number is decreased by 5 and then doubled. So maybe everybody think a second, or you could even write something down if you want to. But that's a two-stepper, so we need to figure out what we do for 2 steps for that. Katie, you think you have it?
Well, X, minus 5 times 2. And then do you put parentheses around the X and 5?
Do we need parentheses, yes or no? What do you guys think? Yep. You know, you need to have the parentheses. Because the number's decreased by 5 and then we double it, so we have to subtract 5 first. So you need the parentheses to tell it to do subtraction before multiplication this time. Because normally you multiply first, agreed? Because otherwise, if you didn't have the parentheses, it would just be x minus 10, a number decreased by 10. One final thing that will help make some of the problems easier is this word is. If you know that the word is means equals, that's going to make some of the problems easier. So if you have a problem, something like 3 times a number, so 3 times a number, maybe I'll say that number's n, is 52. And if you wanted to write an equation for that, well, 3 times a number would be 3n. And then that is in there just means equals. And then you have your 52. Feel like you are getting it? Cool. And that's all.